If you do a lot of off-roading with your 2020 or newer JT Gladiator and you want to invest in some ways to keep your critical components in working order, this AEV Dana 44 front differential skid plate is a good solution. Now this skid plate is tailored to the JL owner who is tackling light to tough trails, whether that be overlanding out in the woods or technical crawling scenarios, and they want to eliminate any obstacles coming into direct contact with their front differential to avoid a potentially catastrophic failure off-road. Now with being a protective solution to save you from getting stuck out in the woods, this is a high clearance form-fitting option that will stay out of the way while you're crawling and is on the lighter weight side. So if you are conscious about your weight that you're adding to your Jeep, this is a great solution for that. The front differential and pinion are crucial when it comes to your Gladiator's drivability in four-wheel drive scenarios, so protecting the differential at all costs is important, especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere and need to get back, especially in four-wheel drive. Now the skid plate cradles both the differential and the pinion, providing a thick layer of protection, which will save your diff in the event that you do come down on an obstacle or a hazard gets thrown in its way, making sure that you can get out of the woods and drive yourself home rather than being stuck. Now with its molded build, it's also a little bit smaller than other choices, making it lighter weight. If you again are conscious about how much weight you're adding to your build, you are taking a tally for your gross weight, and it stays out of the way compared to some other lower hanging choices. Now it even has some punched holes in the build, 3 up front and 1 in the back. Those are going to be great for cleaning in between the skid plate and the diff if you do get your Jeep muddy, and then it can drain properly to avoid any buildup. This is made of a premium grade 4mm thick stamped steel material, which is tough enough to withstand even some of the hardest hits, and the stamped build allows this to have a better fit around the differential. Now on top, this does have a black powder coat finish that will fight against rust over time and some smaller surface damage, keeping this up to par when it comes to the lifespan on your JT. Now the kit also comes with all of the hardware required for a complete bolt-on install and doesn't require any modification or drilling to the undercarriage, making this a hassle-free install. This is about $450, which is pretty average for this type of skid plate. Now, this option definitely stands out with the coverage that it provides and the more compact build, which allows a lot of clearance in a very low-hanging and vulnerable spot on the Jeep. That's also a mod that is super easy to install and just an overall great investment to save you potentially thousands of dollars down the line, making it a great choice if that's what you're in search of. Install is super simple at a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. No drilling or modification is required with this install, so it should take about an hour or so to get into place. Now at this point, I'm going to hand it over to one of our installers. They're going to show you a detailed breakdown on how to bolt this up to your Dana 44 at home. That wraps it up for me. Let's get into the install.
For this install, you're going to need an impact, a 15 and a 17mm socket. Today we're going to be installing a front differential skid plate. Let's get into it. First up, we're going to install our skid plate. So I'm going to take one of the U-bolts and 2 of our nuts. I'm going to put the U-bolt up here like that. We can go ahead and take our second one and put it right here like so. And then I'm just going to be threading these on by hand on both sides. Now we're going to take this hoop, we're going to put it with this side facing towards the front of the vehicle. And then we're going to take our 2 supplied bolts and we're going to thread them on by hand. Now that we have these threaded on by hand, I'm going to go ahead and tighten all of them down with a 15mm socket and an impact. So this last one that came with the kit appears to be a 17mm. So if you see a nut in the kit that looks like that, it's gonna be a 17 millimeter. Otherwise, everything else on here is the same.
So that wraps it up for my review and the install of the AEV Dana 44 Front Differential Skid Plate, fitting all 2020 and newer JT Gladiators, and you can find this right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.